on another hot summer day in Texas. I know you know all about that.
Yeah, so I was like 103 down there today.
Uh, Anything above one, I just stopped counting.
I know, I agree. It was 106 here the other day. It was miserable. And my AC in the Jeep went out that same day. It's not fun.
And that's funny because, and I don't mean funny as in ha ha funny. I mean funny as in the fact that that's just you have so many things, Michelle, that I admire about you, and that is one of them. When you talk about your Jeep and how you posted a picture on Twitter of your fingernails and said that's why you don't get your nails done.
Yeah. Yeah. Between the gym and working on the Jeep, they don't ever last very long. So,
Yeah, well, I guess I could see that. Did you actually get the air condition completed or did get it fixed?
I did. I got to fix.
And you did
I'll
it
get.
yourself.
Well, not the AC. There's always something. I
Right.
tried to change the spark plugs the other day, so that was a whole separate issue.
Oh,
But it's all good now.
it's all good because we can't be having Michelle rolling around with no AC and
No.
in the midst of training for a tremendous competition that you got coming up. So, well, again, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your journey. We are now in phase 2 of our interview. We had you on, I want to say it was in April. And then
Yeah.
we had you on again in April as part of the Women's History series that we did. That was awesome in itself. And if you guys out there that are watching haven't seen or heard that, I encourage you to do just that. Just go to our YouTube on Shakeback Media Group there, and you'll see that. Oh, by the way, thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook and LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course, Twitter. I'm trying to get like Michelle. Michelle got 20,000 followers on Twitter. And she has, I can speak for all of them because I am one of them. And I'm going to speak for every one of us that you have thoroughly inspired us in what you're doing in terms of your journey.
I really appreciate that.
All
Seriously.
right. So let's get to it. The first time we talked about the journey, you had just begun, and I remember you talking about meal prepping and finalizing and perfecting the gift and art and science of that. I've seen the photos on Twitter as well. You seem to have that down. There's a good routine going on there. Your workouts are still second to none. So I got to ask you, even at this part of the process, which area of the body do you still dread having to go and work out?
It's always legs. Always. Love and dread. It's, it's both. It's, yeah. It's always legs.
And
Chest is after that. I don't know. Chest is up there. Chest day, it's just kind of one of those things you do because you got to do it for me. But back day is by far the favorite. So.
And tell us why. Tell us why back day is the favorite, and tell us why leg days are the least favorite.
Well, legs are just brutal, man. The last time you did a set of leg extensions or lunges, or Bulgarians, but yeah, it's rough. But it's a good burn. But yeah, it always leaves me more sore than any other body part. But
that part,
back is I don't know. I just like working back. I like pull days.
Okay. And what about buys and tries? How do you feel about those? Doing those?
Love them both.
And what's your go-to, for the lack of a better word, exercise or activity for each one of those body parts or each one of those areas?
Oh man. Well, let's see.
Skull crushes?
Tough one. Yeah, and JM press for tries. Bicep work is bicep work. Curls, pretty much. Back, any kind of row. I love rows. Chest, I don't know. It's chest. It's chest day. It's just not my favorite, but overhead, good for shoulders. You can overhead press, regular bench press. And any squat for leg day. It's always a good burn.
I remember those squats. And I remember the lunges. And
lunges are good too.
They're good, but they're terrible.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're terrible. So with that being said, I mean, I don't want to get into the nostalgia of this wonderful physique that I have because we're concentrating on yours. Look at those guns, ladies and gentlemen. She's pulling her hair. Do that again. Look at those guns. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely amazing. So are you feeling any soreness today whatsoever?
Not really.
Not really?
No. Probably another day. I just had legs, so probably another day and I'll kick in.
Uh-huh. And what's on the agenda for today for Wednesday?
Just cardio.
Okay.
And
so as we continue to talk about this, and we're going to get to the competition here in just a second, and we're going to get to the transformation of how you have progressed here in just a second. Let's talk about the nutrition portion of it. As there, for those that out there that may not have caught the first show, your initial nutrition regimen consisted of mostly what?
Proteins, carbs, and fat. I mean, everything's broken down into proteins, carbs, and fat pretty much. So lots of protein. I mean, that's pretty much stayed the same. That hasn't changed. I definitely had a lot more carbs before than I do now. So carbs and calories, calories in general have been cut, but I'm still very, very high protein.
And what's your go-to protein?
Chicken. Chicken. I ate a lot of chicken, at least twice a day, every day. So chicken, fish, steak, extra lean ground beef.
What about turkey?
I don't eat a lot of turkey. I'm not a big turkey person.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm a turkey, and I love turkey.
Yeah.
You'd have to agree with me. So, what about you said fish? Is there any other types of seafood out there besides fish that you can actually partake in?
Not really. I'm kind of limited on my menu.
Mm-hmm. What about tofu?
No, it's not on the menu. I have about 4 proteins. I got about 3 to 5 vegetables, maybe 2 carb sources to choose from. So.
Uh-huh.
But that's, it makes meal prep easier. I mean, when I first started prep in April and May, I was trying to do so many different, I have like 6 meals a day. 2 of those are protein shakes. And then I have breakfast, usually egg whites and some protein, some kind of meat. And then I have 3 cooked meals. So I was trying to do something different for all of those cooked meals every day. And it was easily 4 to 5 hours of meal prepping every Sunday. So it was good that I have variety, and it's helped me stay on track, I think, and not get completely bored. But, then it finally got to a point last month where it's just like, just going to do 3 pounds of chicken and, just keep it simple.
And that's a question that I don't think I asked you before, but I want to ask you now. How much discipline does it take or is required when you're doing those meal preps and knowing that your end goal is what it is, but you don't deviate from those proteins? How hard is it to do that?
I will honestly say that, I dreaded the diet part. Everybody said that was going to be the hardest part. And to some extent, it can be difficult. I mean, I'm eating the same stuff all the time. I can't ever have, I've had no cheat meals. There have been no programmed cheat meals in 15 weeks. And I still have another 5.5 weeks to go. So, it gets old, but for me, it hasn't been, I guess, as hard as I expected it to be. And maybe that's just because I want to succeed so bad. It's like, if I weren't that driven, it would be so much easier. Like, there's so many Sundays I don't feel like meal prepping. Even when I make it simple, it's still, at least 3 hours in the kitchen every Sunday of prepping. And it's, I just don't always feel like it. But yeah, when you're that committed, it's just, I don't know, it's just not, the diet's been the easy part. The hardest part of all this, it's by far been the mental challenge of it.
Let's go there. because I'm not going to repeat. Well, I'll let you say it should you feel the need or should you want to. But and it's important. It's important that we talk about the mental aspect of it, because your life doesn't just revolve around meal prepping and working out and cardio and all that. I mean, you still have a life. So talk about a little bit about the balance that it takes in order for you to maintain that focus.
Well, and I guess this is one area where, I have been fortunate because I know a lot of people that compete and they have, families, they have a spouse, they have kids, and, a million things going on just with having kids, and I don't. So, grass is always greener. I would give up everything to have that. But because I don't, I don't have a ton to balance. I mean, I gotta have work and this has been my focus. And I really don't have a whole lot outside of that, as sad as it is. But it has made this process probably 10 times easier for me than it would other people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still balance, I still try to go out. I mean, there have been, in the last 3 months, I was doing going to football games and parties. There was 4th of July. There have been, birthdays and events that come up. And so it's, it's challenging sometimes to balance that, right? Because I want to go, 4th of July, we always go, it's a big party every year. I wanted to go, but there's nothing but food and alcohol. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I even am around that, it's just too hard for me. Like, I'd rather not go, but I can't skip every event outside of the gym and work. So I've tried to just, have my meals beforehand or take my meals with me and, just make it work, because I don't want to be antisocial, but I have to stick with what I'm doing too.
And that you just said a mouthful in that one sentence, because of the commitment that it takes in order to say, you know what, I'm going to eat before I go, or I'm going to take my meal prep with me. Because
smuggle it into a stadium in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. And shout out to the St. Louis Battlehawks. That's right. That's your team. So, and we know how you feel about the St. Louis Rams. We're not going to go there. No. Once again, Willie Epting Jr. Ballers Report podcast, powered, of course, by the Shake Bag Media Group. We got Michelle on in the studio with us, and we're chronicling her continued journey towards greatness. She's already a great person, a great woman. I mean, just got it so all together. At least that is what we all have to put forth, and that's. Let me ask you this, because that can be a blessing and a curse, and it can also be our kryptonite. For those people like us that are out here that look as though we have it all together, how do you do it in terms of your mental preparation for whatever you have to do that particular day, whether it's work, whether it's, family issues, whether it's working out, or whatever it's something with the Jeep that comes up seemingly pretty often, according to you? How do you prepare your mind to take on all that every single day?
I just have to think about my goal. I have to think about show day. Mm-hmm. That, when things start getting tough, when I don't feel like working out, I don't feel like meal prepping, I just think about that day. And I think about walking on that stage and not wanting to have any regrets or second guess any missed workouts or any time that I went off plan. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think about that day and I think, where do I want to be? And, I sometimes I just put myself on autopilot. The other day I did not want to work out, but I don't know. I put that autopilot switch on and I just go in there and I just go. I put on some music and I just get it done. I just tell myself, I don't care if you feel like it or not, just get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call training your flesh. That is what you call getting your flesh in line, because the spirit is, even though it's only 1/3 of the Trinity that's part of our makeup, Michelle seems to have it lit and tied down and all those great things in terms of having it cornered having the market cornered on making sure that her spirit of wanting to compete, her spirit of wanting to be great, her spirit of wanting to accomplish something that she's never accomplished before supersedes anything else that may come into her mind or her heart. So that, look, I could do this with you all day. I mean, and it is so refreshing to I hope, as a matter of fact, we got people watching on social media. And I need for anybody out there that's watching, I need you to drop below. You're in the section, in the comment section. If you have a question for Michelle, if you have a comment for Michelle, if you have something uplifting or empowering or encouraging for Michelle, because like I said, it may seem like in this studio right now that she has it all together, and she does for the most part. But I'm going to tell you that she's not like any unlike any other person that needs to be encouraged at different points of the day. So if you guys that are watching can do me a favor and do that, that would be so dope. And then we're going to continue to talk. And if anything comes across the screen, Michelle, of course, we'll put those up. So let's talk about the competition that is looming. How many days away are we from it?
38. It's next month. I cannot believe it's next month. It's next month. 38 days.
And it's going to be in St. Louis, right?
Yes.
In St. Louis. Man, okay. For everybody out there that has deep pockets, put your comments in the section below, because we definitely could use a sponsor to get out there to watch in person Michelle win this competition. So 38 days away. You see the banner going across the screen right there to donate to the cause, to get the Shakeback Media Group to Michelle so we can help her, cheer her on to get to this particular accomplishment. So 38 days away. Is there anything that you will increase, or let me put it this way, and we're going to get to the photos here in just a second, because this question is going to segue into the photos. How satisfied are you with your bodily progress just some 38 days away from the competition?
I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but, at the same time, I looked at that photo I sent you, and I looked at what I have done in 3 months of cutting, and, it blows me away, just because I've my whole life, I've convinced myself that because I have hypothyroidism, because my metabolism isn't quite where everybody else's is, that it was just impossible for me to do what I've done. And I've lost 22 pounds roughly, and still maintained most of my muscle, as far as the body scans say, which they're not always completely accurate, but, for the most part, I think I've done a pretty amazing job with things,
Mm-hmm.
So I am happy. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what I've done. I'm definitely not where I want to be, though, so at the same time, I still have another month. I still have a little over a month. And I think this is the point where it's, I'm going to start seeing bigger changes, and I'm seeing them daily. Used to it was like, I kind of noticed some changes week to week, every couple of weeks. Now I'm starting to see more little changes, almost daily. So I think this next few weeks is pivotal. And I think, we're going to keep tweaking things with the diet and cardio and my lifts. And I think, I think I'll be happy, a month from now. And I think I'll be proud of what I've done. And everybody's their biggest critic, right? I mean, no matter what, I'd probably get up there and think I could have done more, but yeah, it's a daily back and forth thing. I have my moments where I'm like, everything's great, it's going to be awesome. And then I have moments where I'm like, what am I doing? It's just not going to happen.
And I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, and for all you guys out there that are watching, and we do actually have a couple comments, Michelle, that we're going to get to before the end of the show. These photos are going to blow your mind. I mean, when she first sent them to me, I was like, okay, these are terrific. Oh my gosh. I think one of the responses I had to you on Twitter was OHMUH, gosh. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna put this one up on the screen, and you tell me the time that it was and what was your thought process when you did this. There's all of these are side by sides. So the first one is going to be a side by side. Is one picture on the right and one picture on the left. I want you to talk about the picture. It might be on, well, it's the picture in which you're wearing, I believe it's gray and green. So let's talk about this one.
So yeah, the picture on the left was pretty much my starting point.
And that was when? What day was that? Or what month? Or what year?
Well, it's been a little over a year.
Little over a year. So we're talking probably June of 2022, still in the midst of the pandemic, although we may have been coming out of it a little bit at that point.
Yeah.
So that's phenomenal in itself. And then what about the one on the right or on the other picture?
I think that was about a month ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
Within this last month.
So ladies and gentlemen, you can definitely tell the difference in the transformation there. Thank you for the explanation on that. We're going to move to the next one. This one actually has 3, Michelle, and you actually have the months that are captioned in there. So just give your thoughts on when you see this and how looking at that one we just looked at, and then the next 2 that we're going to see, the progress and the level of your proudness, if you will, with this. Here we go.
So yeah, that's pretty much been since the last time we talked. That the last 3 months, I basically started cutting in April. So you know, my that whole, like, I carry all my weight in my hips and my backside. Like, that's always been my midsection has been my biggest struggle. And you know, with this picture, when I put these side by side the other day, you know, I was just like, wow. I mean, this is what I thought I could never do, is, you know, trim these areas that I've actually been able to trim down. And yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I know I'm not where I need to be, you know, for the show, but I'm pretty damn proud of what I've done in the last 3 months.
And you absolutely should be, as I have a little technical difficulty going on, but the show must go on. The show must go on. The show must go on. Okay. And then this next photo, this is the competition wear, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I don't know.
It's in blue.
Oh, okay. So it's just a practice posing suit.
Okay. So we're going to bring this one in. We're going to do, let's do this one first. And I think when people talk, or when people have just heard about how you feel like you're not there yet, this picture may make people think, what in the HE double hockey sticks is she's talking about? Here we go. Talk about this one.
Yeah. So again, I just, all of those areas that I struggle with my whole life, just to see the weight, you know, coming off, it's just pretty amazing.
And then, of course, you know, you talked about the back part,
yeah,
back and your mid area. You actually, in this photo, look like an hourglass, and I think that's kind of the goal for bodybuilders, to have that hourglass shape. Am I off base when I say that?
Nope, not at all.
All right, so then we're gonna go to the front part of it, and men out there, I'm telling you right now, you better hold on to your hats, okay? Because this is real, okay? Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, I will tell you, that first picture, when I got my posing suit, I was so excited, you know, and then I put it on and I cried. I was really unhappy. I was like, wow, this is way smaller than I thought. And, you know, it's like I felt good in my workout clothes, and then I put that thing on and it's just not happy. But again, 3 months, it's still just mind blowing to me what you can accomplish in 3 months. And I'm not starving. I think it's so funny. Some people, I think even my family, was so worried that I was just going to be starving and never eating and destroying myself in the gym and just being really unhealthy, when my whole goal with this journey was not even about the show. In the beginning, it was about establishing a healthy lifestyle and sticking with it this time, instead of going back like I've done 100 times before. And, you know, it's so different than what some people imagine. You know, I eat all the time. I don't eat what I want necessarily, but I'm eating nothing but whole foods, no processed foods, no fast food, no dining out. You know, it's everything that I prepared at home. You know, so it's I've done it in a very healthy way, and yet I think I've made pretty good progress.
I would say that you have made not pretty good progress. You have made earth-shaking progress. And the competition again will be, go ahead and tell everybody that's watching and listening, will be listening, when the competition is, where it's going to be, and all the other details that you can.
It'll be at the Ameristar Casino in St. Charles on August 19th.
So if you are in the St. Louis area and we're calling you all out, go out there and support my girl. I mean, she is phenomenal. She has been so authentic in this whole process, and she is inspiring those out there, such as myself, such as, you know, just so. Let me just say this. You have inspired people that you would never meet or see on social media or any of that. And speaking of social media, there are some comments in there. Let's get to those. All right. Obese to fit with Parkinson's. Don't know if you know that individual, but they said she is such an encouragement to me. I love following her progress. Way to go. Keep up the great work. 100.
You said you weren't going to make me cry.
It's not me. It's that person that's making you cry. And then we have one from Doug Janish. Yes, you did. And I don't know exactly what he's talking about. If you're still watching, Doug, please put your clarification in the comment section and we can read that out too. So yeah, it's okay. Oh, wait a minute. We already did that one. Okay, never mind. Get that off of there. All right. So that's it. That's all the questions that I have. And I want to let me do this one thing to encourage you, Michelle. I posted this on Facebook earlier today, and you are a walking, living testimony of this. Never let anyone tell you what you can't do, because if you do, you are instantaneously proving that they're right. I thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. We are inspired by you. Any final comments out there for the people that are watching and ultimately will be listening on iTunes, Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify?
Never say never. Believe in yourself a little more, and just want to thank everybody.
All right. We thank you guys out there for watching. Of course, we thank Michelle for taking time out of her busy schedule to come on with us. And
it's okay. It's just cardio. I didn't want to do it anyway.
That's right. She doesn't want to do it anyway, but she's going to go and do it because she's that focused. All right. Let's get out of here. I love this song. All right, Michelle, we'll holler at you real soon. Peace. Y'all take care of yourself. We out of here.
See ya.